You come home after a long day. You spot your dog's favorite tennis ball wedged under the couch, exactly where it's been for weeks. Not on the floor, not in the toy basket, not even in the middle of the living room where you threw it. Under the couch. Or maybe it's the squeaky plush squirrel that always ends up in the exact same corner behind the armchair, guarded like a treasure. No matter how many times you pull it out, it somehow finds its way back. You offer a treat, you play fetch for an hour, but that spot calls it back every time. It looks random, it looks messy, but it isn't. When scientists who study animal behavior track dogs with GPS collars, hidden cameras, and controlled choice tests, they keep finding the same pattern. What looks like a picky habit is actually a window into 15,000 years of evolution, and a brain that understands its world far better than we give it credit for. You see your dog trot off with a toy, drop it in a shadowy nook under the stairs, nose it carefully into place, then walk away satisfied. No chewing, no playing, just stored. This behavior has a name, caching. It's a direct carryover from wolves. In the wild, wolves rarely eat everything at once. They bury leftover food in scattered locations to protect it from scavengers and return later when they need it. And the instinct didn't disappear when dogs moved into our homes. In a 2012 study at the University of Lyon, researchers tracked free-ranging dogs with GPS and found they cached food or objects in most trials, usually choosing locations with cover, low traffic, and protection. Domestic dogs may not dig holes anymore, but the instinct is still there. Your couch just became the den. Another study from Eötvös-Loránd University in Hungary gave dogs a simple choice: hide a toy in the open or hide it in a concealed space. Even when nothing was threatening them, dogs chose the hidden spot more than 80% of the time. Because to their brain, hiding something valuable still feels right. And neurologically, it is rewarding. Brain imaging research at Emory University shows that the caudate nucleus, the reward center of the brain, activates when dogs anticipate valuable outcomes like food. The same system activates during behaviors tied to instinct. So that little satisfied trot after hiding the toy, that's not random behavior, that's an ancient reward system doing exactly what it evolved to do. But some toys don't go under the couch. Some end up somewhere very different: your bed, under your pillow, or buried in your laundry. And that choice isn't random either, because those places carry something powerful: your scent. In a 2015 brain imaging study, neuroscientist Gregory Burns exposed dogs to different smells inside an fMRI scanner: their own scent, other dogs, strangers. And one scent triggered the strongest reward response of all: the smell of their owner, even stronger than food. To a dog's brain, your scent is a powerful comfort signal. Later research confirmed the same pattern in real homes. When dogs were given toys pre-scented with their owner's smell, they placed them in secure resting areas: beds, blankets, pillows, far more often than neutral toys. It's called comfort caching. Your dog isn't hoarding a toy, it's building a little pocket of safety. Veterinarians even use this trick in hospitals. Dogs recovering overnight show significantly lower stress when an item carrying their owner's scent is left in the kennel. That toy under your pillow? To your dog, it's not just a toy, it's a portable piece of you. Sometimes the behavior looks even stranger. A border collie lines up 6 toys neatly along the wall. A Labrador stacks them into a pile in the hallway corner. It looks chaotic, but it isn't. It's organization. Many breeds were shaped by selective breeding that emphasized different stages of the ancient predatory sequence: orient, stalk, chase, grab, carry. Retrievers, spaniels, and pointers were selected for the grab and carry stage. And that drive doesn't disappear just because there are no birds to retrieve. Large behavioral datasets confirm it. In a 2024 analysis of over 73,000 dogs, retrieving breeds were heavily overrepresented among dogs that repeatedly carry and place objects around the house. For them, arranging objects isn't misbehavior, it's a job their brain still thinks exists. Your Collie's toy lineup? That's not a mess, that's a task completed, a ghost of Shepherd's past. Sometimes dogs hide toys differently depending on who's around. When you're home, they tuck it into their usual spot. But if guests arrive, the toy suddenly disappears somewhere deeper. That's not coincidence, it's social awareness. In classic experiments from the Max Planck Institute, researchers discovered dogs adjust their behavior based on what humans can see. Dogs were far more likely to steal food when the human couldn't see them. Follow-up experiments found the same thing with hidden objects. When dogs believed they were being watched, they hid items in partially concealed places. When they thought they weren't being watched, they chose deeper hiding spots. Hidden cameras even showed dogs glancing back to check the human's position before hiding something. Your dog isn't hiding the toy from you, it's hiding it based on what it thinks you can see. Sometimes the hiding spot changes. One week it's under the couch, the next week it's on the bathtub rim. That shift isn't random either. Dogs are strongly drawn to novelty. In classic object choice experiments, dogs picked new objects over familiar ones in about 3/4 of trials. A toy placed in a new location suddenly feels like a discovery, which means the hiding game becomes exciting again. But when dogs don't get enough novelty or stimulation, the instinct can turn repetitive. A toy gets hidden again and again in the same spot, not because the dog is stubborn, because it's bored. If your dog is between 6 months and 2 years old, the behavior can get even more dramatic. Toy spots change constantly. New hiding places appear every week. That's not bad training, that's adolescence. Research tracking young dogs shows that around 8 to 12 months, dogs go through a phase of increased exploration, impulsivity, and boundary testing. The same way human teenagers push limits, adolescent dogs start experimenting with territory and object placement. By about age 2, the behavior usually stabilizes as the brain finishes maturing. Until then, patience works better than punishment. When it stops being caching, there's one clear line. If the toy is destroyed in the hiding spot, a shredded toy or pillow isn't caching. That's high arousal destruction, and research consistently links that behavior to understimulation, frustration, or anxiety. Dogs need outlets for problem-solving, exploration, and work. Without those outlets, instincts spill over into destructive behavior. That's why enrichment works better than punishment. Puzzle toys, rotating toy selections, breed-specific activities like herding balls for collies. When a dog's brain has somewhere productive to send its instincts, the destructive version fades. So the next time your dog pushes a toy back under the couch, remember what you're actually seeing. Not messiness, not stubbornness, but an ancient behavior quietly continuing inside a modern home. Caching for safety, scent-anchored comfort, breed-driven organization, and social awareness that adjusts based on who might be watching. 15,000 years of evolution tuned your dog's brain to protect valuable things in hidden places. Sometimes those valuable things are food, sometimes they're toys, and sometimes they're anything that smells like you. So when your dog carefully noses that toy back under the couch again, don't worry, your living room just became a tiny piece of the wild. Subscribe if you want to keep decoding the science behind your dog's strangest behaviors, and tell me in the comments what's the weirdest place your dog has ever hidden a toy. Next time, we're diving into something even stranger: why dogs sometimes stare at walls, and the science behind that behavior is far more surprising than you'd expect.